We're learning to paint with watercolors and you need to organize some material. So to begin with, brushes. This is what I have, flat and round. Water. Try have it in different tubs. This is the paint palette I have and we're ready to get started. I've drawn a fish and I'm working on top of it using lines. I'm using a marker and I'm working with directional lines. Now you're not creating an outline exactly, you're working with strokes. So you don't have a continuous outline, but you kind of try and create thick and thin lines. Once you're done, you're ready to move on to paints. Begin with creating your paint palette. The trick here is to use a lot of water when you create your palette. I'm working with warm colors, so orange, yellow and red. And I'm also going to add purple to it, which is close to the warm colors on the color wheel. Test your palette before you begin. Are these colors okay? Do you want to change them? Do you want to make your colors a little lighter or darker in any way? There are a number of tips and tricks while working with watercolors. Now here's one of them. When you begin, just start with water. Apply your water in the area you want to paint. Now I'm not applying water close to the edges. I'm using a thinner brush now and beginning with my color. The color does not go close to the edges because there's no water there. I've started with a red. Use a tissue, that's really handy if you have too much water on your brush. I'm now moving into an orange. The colors blend in easily because there's water. I'm now adding in orange and I'm really careful when I get close to the edges. I blend in my colors as I add them in. Remember, my paper is wet, so it allows my colors to blend in. This is a yellow that I'm now adding in and I'm blending it in as I work. I'm bringing in a neutral color, brown. This time I'm not wetting my paper because I want the lines to show. Paint using directional lines. I've added in a bit of purple. Make sure you mix your colors with a lot of water as you work. You can't go wrong with watercolors as long as you keep adding water. I'm wetting my paper again just at the fin because this is where I want to add my color. Now here's something I want to show you. If sometimes you have too much water on your paper and you want to erase it, use a brush. But wipe your brush on the tissue and just lift off the water. The water gets absorbed on the brush. But you must make sure you wipe the brush on the tissue and use a dryish brush to absorb the water. You've finished your first watercolor layer now. You do need to let this dry for at least 15 minutes before you start layer 2. Watercolor planes are transparent, so when you apply your second layer, use your color to create textures or use it to darken or brighten certain areas. Careful with your use of black. Try create values of the color, so dark and light shades. It always helps to try and create values of a color rather than using the color just as it is. It gives more form to your drawing and makes it look more three-dimensional. Erase your pencil lines and then you can go over your black line in areas where the paint has blocked it out, and then you're done.